Imagine this, a government spends millions to build beautiful church auditoriums, yet just a few miles away, little children sit under scorching sun, learning under trees with no books, no desks, and no safe classrooms.
I got it for you.
Yeah. Currently where I'm staying now.
Oh, before yesterday, when was the last time you...
We spoke on Tuesday, actually. I was at Gomua Fete where we were expecting the president. The president had built 10 churches for the Assemblies of God. And he promised in 2024 when he was campaigning. So he was like, oh, politicians and their promises. The Okaso Besi National Cathedral, Wanyama. So like that. But within 1 year, he delivered all 10 churches with accommodation, fully furnished with instrument and everything.
Assemblies of God.
Assemblies of
by
God.
The president.
It's not even 1 year.
Yes.
6 months.
He promised that in November in Navrongo.
Okay, so let's take a look at that project.
And these are the churches.
Yeah, these are the churches.
So these are the churches.
Yeah, 10 of them. Within 1 year. The accommodation fully furnished.
It's nice, yeah.
Lordina furnished all the kitchens.
Yeah.
So the pastor's wife, all you have to do is to go into the room.
So these are 10 different branches of Assemblies of God.
Yes.
So where are they situated? Which
In
part
the
of the
northern
country?
region.
A nation where faith buildings rise tall, but the future of its children is crumbling right before our very eyes. This is not fiction. This is Ghana, and the president in question is Dramani Mahama.
That we will build 10 legacy temples with accommodation for the pastors. We've decided to build them in the northern part of this country.
Today we ask, how can a country claim progress when its most vulnerable, the children, are left in the dust? Stay with us, because in the next few minutes, you will see the shocking truth about misplaced priorities, political hypocrisy, and how this decision could haunt Ghana for generations. This is First Africa Voice, where we tell Africa stories raw, real, and without filters. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. My name is Paul Lingua, the Africa Orator. Now, let's dive into the story properly and break it down together. Ghana is a country blessed with natural resources, fertile lands, and resilient people. But beyond the glamour of city life lies a rural reality that many politicians don't want you to see. In countless villages, pupils gather under trees, exposed to rain, wind, and dust. Others study in death-trapped classrooms, cracked walls, leaking roofs, and collapsing beams, ready to fall at any moment. These are not real statistics. These are real children, the future doctors, engineers, and leaders of Ghana. And yet, while these children struggle for the basics, President Dramani Mahama reportedly built modern, fully furnished church auditoriums and bungalows for the Assemblies of God Church in Ghana, an institution that already owns property and collects tithes from members. According to Fusheni Donko, Deputy Director General of the National Service Authority, has stated that President John Dramani Mahama has delivered on his 2024 campaign promise by constructing and handing over 10 fully furnished church buildings to the Assemblies of God Church denomination across northern Ghana. Speaking on TV3 channel, Donko said the project, completed within 6 months, was initiated after a pledge then candidate Mahama made in Navrongo last November.
The president had built 10 churches for the Assemblies of God. And he promised in 2024 when he was campaigning. So he was like, oh, politicians and their promises. The Okaso Besi National Cathedral, Wanyama. So like that. But within 1 year, he delivered all 10 churches with accommodation, fully furnished with instrument and everything.
Assemblies of God.
Assemblies of
by
God.
The president.
It's not even 1 year.
Yes.
6 months.
This is not just about putting up buildings. Everything has been done, from the instruments to the kitchens. so that all the pastors and their families have to do is move in, he noted. The 10 churches are located in Dagboshi, Zangbanlung, Kachina, Nalirgo, Bunkrugu, Sisi, Kopela, Chiana, Fisa, and Bandai, covering all 5 regions of northern Ghana. Each church buildings includes modern amenities such as fully furnished kitchens, musical instruments, and accommodations for pastors and their families. Drawing a political comparison, he stated that unlike former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who failed to fulfill his promise on the National Cathedral project, President John Dramani Mahama has redeemed his pledge. What was meant to be Ghana's most ambitious religious and cultural edifice has been reduced to a cautionary tale of financial recklessness. According to a government commission audit by Deloitte and Touche, the National Cathedral project has cost the Ghanaian taxpayer $97 million with no structure to show for it under former President Akufo-Addo's government. Unlike someone who failed to deliver the National Cathedral after years of promises, President Mahama completed 10 churches in just 6 months. He suggested the achievement was evidence of Mahama's commitment to fulfilling campaign pledges. When news of this broke, critics called it a betrayal of the nation's priorities. Citizens questioned why a secular state would finance religious infrastructure while basic social amenities are ignored. One thing we cannot tell is if the projects were funded with President John Mahama's personal money or the state's. But far as his appointee Fusheni Donko mentioned, the execution of the project were in fulfillment of the 2024 campaign promise, then your guess should be good as mine. What this means for Ghana and Africa, this is not just about John Mahama, it is about mindset that plagued many African leaders, the tendency to invest in what is politically or personally rewarding instead of what is nationally urgent. If this continues, Ghana's rural urban inequality will deepen, the gap between privilege and poverty will grow, and those children under the trees, many will never make it to the secondary school, let alone universities. The lesson here is simple. A nation's greatness is not measured by the beauty of its church buildings or the size of its political rallies. It is measured by how it treats its children, its sick, and its poor. Africa as a whole must demand that leaders place people above prestige and classrooms above cathedrals. Because when the next generation is left under threat, the whole country stays in the shade of underdevelopment. This is First Africa Voice, telling Africa stories without fear of favor. If you believe it is time for our leaders to put people first, share this video, subscribe, and let your voice be heard in the comment section, because we believe that far as a moment on earth, there are more opinions. Well, the dew of the day has spread upon our thoughts, and nature must obey its necessity. Here is where we bring down the curtains. Until we meet again, my name is Paul Lingua, the Africa Orator.